First things first, I want to give a shout out to El Chico Eevee. That's where I get my leak from for Lapras. Give El Chico Eevee a follow on Twitter and YouTube so that we can all continue getting all the sweet, sweet leaks. Okay, in spite of me being super late to this party, I did still want to make a video about the new Lapras coming out to Pokemon Unite. I'm super excited about some of it. There's a couple moves that I'm really excited about that I'll get into later, but let's just get right into it. So, its ability is Shell Armor, it's passive. If the Pokemon takes damage from a single attack that exceeds a set percentage of its max HP, that damage will be reduced. That is pretty useful for the current meta. So T-Tar and Urshifu are really important in this meta right now. A lot of their moves deal a ton of damage while ignoring defenses or piercing shields. It's huge. So Lapras kind of ignores some of that. If she takes a particular amount of damage, she will reduce some of that damage. It doesn't count as a defensive value, and I think it's going to be really important. Her basic becomes a boosted with the every third attack, similar to most Pokemon. What it does is if it hits an opposing Pokemon, it deals damage to them and restores the user's HP. Pretty similar to Dratini's basic attack. One of the first two moves you can learn is Whirlpool. It has the user create a whirlpool centered on itself that lasts for a short time, dealing damage over time to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Now the cool thing is the time between hits is shorter the farther opposing Pokemon are from the Whirlpool's center. So it's going to be awesome to chase Pokemon around with this. Early game is going to be a lot of fun because you're this big tank, and unlike Cramorant's Whirlpool that stays in one spot, which is still great and secures great, this is going to be securing around you, and if anybody's trying to run away from you, you're going to be hitting them with max damage if you can get them just on the edge of that Whirlpool. This is going to be so much fun early game. The first move that comes with Whirlpool is Water Pulse. It has the user create a pulse of water centered on itself that spreads out, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and decreasing their movement speed. For each opposing Pokemon hit by a pulse from this move, an additional pulse will be released the next time this move is used, up to a total of 2 extra pulses. I think it goes up to 3 when it upgrades. But after the first pulse activated, this move hits an opposing Pokemon, the user's next basic attack will become a boosted attack. Great. So it's always good to have a boosted attack. So you're not only dealing more damage with that boosted attack, you're also healing while also dealing damage to everybody around you with Water Pulse because it's an AoE effect. It's fantastic. The second move that you can choose is Perish Song. It has the user sing an eerie melody that echoes around it, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. I love this move. It sounds so good. Give me 1 second, just listen. Holy cow. That's amazing. It doesn't even sound like a move. This move can be used up to 3 times consecutively within a set time, and opposing Pokemon hit all 3 times take additional damage. So you're going to want to be in a crowd. You're going to want to be hitting this probably with full heal so that you can get all 3 of your pulses off, because the opposing Pokemon that take this additional damage, the third pulse, will be knocked out if their HP falls below a set percentage of their max HP. So it's an execute move on a defender. It's T-Tar's Unite move throughout the entire game. It's incredible. And the upgrade is that the next basic attack after using this move becomes a boosted attack. So I mean, it's like, this is a great move. You're going to heal yourself. You're going to be executing Pokemon that are low. And I mean, it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. One more time. I just got to hear that sound. Ooh, baby. The second move that you can start off with is Ice Shard. It has the user hurl chunks of ice in a forward direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon if they hit and leaving them frozen for a short time. If this move hits an opposing Pokemon that is already frozen, it deals damage to it and shoves it. Now, here's the thing. This move has a 10-second cooldown. You're not going to be able to freeze it twice with Lapras. So I feel like this move is a little limited in its additional ability, unless you have a freeze lane like a Mamoswine with you, or an Alolan Ninetales, or a Glaceon. I feel like this move will be fine, but I'm not going to be really sold on it particularly. But it's a part of the Beam moveset, and the other two. First of all, Bubble Beam. Grants the user a shield, which I'm already sold, and has the user spray bubbles in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. After the bubbles fly at a set distance, they slowly float for a short time. Now, opposing Pokemon hit by a floating bubble are enveloped by it and left unable to act for a short time. I noticed when watching the gameplay, there's a couple of bubbles, so I'm wondering if you can hit multiple people with this move and trap them all into bubbles. It could be really fun for just a little bit of CC. It doesn't last for a long time, but the upgrade to it is it also strengthens the effect of the shield granted by this move. So, I mean, like I said, shield, very important. I definitely am sold on that. However, I am also a huge fan of Ice Beam because I always like things that slow. People are always trying to run away. It has the user unleash an icy cold beam of energy in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and freezing the ground. Opposing Pokemon in the frozen ground take damage over time and have their movement speed decreased. And they become frozen if they remain on the ground for a set amount of time. When the user is on the frozen ground, its movement speed is increased. This reminds me a lot of two Pokemon. First of all, Eldegoss. Leaf Tornado does a similar thing where it decreases movement speed of opposing Pokemon and it increases ally Pokemon's movement speed, although this only affects Lapras. So a little different there, but also I was reminded of Trop Kick because Trop Kick for Serena slows the enemy, and deals damage to them. Now it doesn't speed up Serena or ally Pokemon, but I think that it's like a combination of Eldegoss's Leaf Tornado and Serena's Trop Kick. Just a lot of fun. And finally, probably what everybody else is going to be mainly excited about, Lapras Express, the Unite move. It has the user ride a wave quickly and continuously forward. When I was first reading this before actually watching the video, I was thinking Slowbro. I was thinking Blastoise. I was thinking Mew. It's not like that. It's more like you're running really fast on a wave. The user's movement speed increases while riding, but decreases if the user hits an obstacle. If the user hits an opposing Pokemon, the user stops in place, dealing damage to and throwing the opposing Pokemon. While the user is riding the wave, one nearby ally Pokemon of the user's choice can ride on its back. It's literally Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Blue. If this move is used again, the user stops and launches a wave that continues moving forward, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and throwing them. Now, it says opposing Pokemon. I'm wondering if it's multiple, in which case it might be a better idea to not, like, run into somebody. Ally Pokemon riding on the user's back can dismount whenever they choose. So you can stop the wave and let it continue forward. The ally can get off. You can carry a Pokemon over to the enemy back line and just wreak havoc on them. I mean, this move has a lot of potential, and I am very excited to see it in actual gameplay. But let me know what you think about the new Lapras. I'm personally very excited, mainly for that Perish song. It's gonna be amazing. Everything looks pretty cool on this kit, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see in actual gameplay how it feels. It looks fun. It sounds fun. Lapras for the win. Again, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video, baby. Look at the freaking movement speed on this guy. Oh, man. Oh, slows down when you hit a wall. But check this out. Look at just his little Slowbro buddy. Doesn't even know where he's going. Question marks all over the place. But here he comes, the hero champion, to come in and save the day. I can't believe